Hey guys, welcome back to Genesis Laser Designs. I'm Ben, and this is my graphic designer, Luke. So I want to introduce him today. Today we're going to start showing you guys some of our projects that we get in on quite a regular basis. So we're going to show you some Yeti tumblers today that we're going to be running. We've got, I think, a gun part that we're going to run. And so hopefully this can be valuable for you. We're going to give you some tips and tricks along the way, especially when it comes to engraving the Yetis. And I know everybody's going to have a different type of laser, but I think all these will apply to really anything when it comes down to the design and just setting you up for success when it comes to these projects. We're going to take you back in the shop. We'll give you a quick little tour of what we got back there, and then you guys can see some of these projects. All right guys, we're back out in our shop. I talked to you a little bit before in the very first video about our two different lasers. So here is our Trotec Speedy 360. This one has a CO2 laser and a fiber laser built into it. And then over here we have our dedicated fiber laser. So this is a gun slide that somebody contacted us and they want us to do a custom engraving on it. Now this does not have a serial number on it, so it's technically not a part, it's not a gun, right? Anything with a serial number is a gun. You have to have an FFL if you want to engrave that. Since this does not have a serial number, we are able to engrave this okay, and it's going to be pretty awesome. So fiber lasers are pretty sweet. What I love about them, you can actually see the artwork even before you engrave it. And so what I mean by that is you can actually, in the software, you can light up your job and you can actually see it. So Luke, if you want to zoom in on this, you're able to place your artwork where you want it, and so you can be really confident where you're going to hit it on the piece. So along with that is a whole bunch of different settings and playing around. So I would recommend that you guys really experiment a lot before you do this on somebody's firearm. So settings are good. We're gonna go ahead and hit this one time to see how it looks. And if we like it, then great. If not, we'll hit it again. So let's go here, make sure everything's good. All right, we're gonna go ahead and hit it. If you wanna do a close-up, Luke, on what this is gonna look like. And just like that, guys, that's 75 bucks right there. That took us, I don't know, maybe like 20 seconds of engraving. And by the look of this, I like it. I'm not gonna hit it again. So you can take a look and see, that's what it looks like. And just like that, this project is done. All right, so we have everything set up in the laser now as far as the rotary goes, and we can show you some examples of how we're gonna set this up. So any tumbler that you use, and it might not be a Yeti, it may be something that has another brand on it already. If that's the case, like the Yeti, where it has their logo on both sides of it, it's really important that you actually line up the logo that you're going to engrave with the Yeti logo, or else it's gonna look off. So we can show you here. So basically what we're talking about is where it says the Yeti, it's kind of embossed in here. What I like to do, and I'll come in here with the laser and we can actually move the laser head around. And what's really nice about our Trotec is you can actually see it gives us this little red dot right here. And I can bring this up. Basically what we're going to try doing is we're going to try getting that little dot right in between the E and that T. And so that assures that we're right in the middle of the logo there. And from that point, then we can go up and place our logo up top, wherever we want it. It just helps us really center the cup. It's a very easy way. You're gonna wanna do that with any other type of tumbler where it has that logo. You just wanna make sure that you're in the center there. We also have a focusing tool that we use. Again, focusing your laser, making sure it stays in focus is one of the most important things that you possibly can do to ensure that you're gonna have a really good engraving. All All right, so once that falls off, we know that we have a good distance for this tumbler. Now we're gonna come over here and we're gonna take our graphic. We use Adobe Illustrator for pretty much all of our design work. And so once we are happy with the size of our logo, so for instance, this one here, it's right about 3 inches wide. What we found is if you go any further than 3.5 inches, your logo really starts to get almost too big. And what's happening is it's gonna take a lot longer in your laser to complete that tumbler, especially if they wanna do engraving on both sides of the tumbler. That's really where time is really important, right? My job is to make sure I can run this laser as fast as I possibly can, get a good engraving, but I'm turning out tumblers as fast as I can. That's how you get a good profit margin. If you're sitting there and your laser's taking you, and it depends on the laser that you have. If you have a diode laser and you have a little rotary, it's probably gonna take you anywhere from like 20 to 30 minutes to engrave that tumbler. On a Trotec like this, it shouldn't take me more than 2 to 3 minutes to engrave this tumbler. So that's what I'm aiming for, and naturally, the larger the graphic, the larger it's gonna take for that. So at this point, we're really ready to run the laser. This right here controls our ventilation system. And I want to just say, if you don't have a good ventilation system, it can be really dangerous, especially some of the things that you run. You know, we'll put up a list of things that you do not want to run on a laser, right? There's things like vinyl, which are very toxic. But even just this powder coating on the actual tumbler itself, you don't want to be breathing that in. So having a good form of ventilation, we have an inline fan, which is sucking all this out. And what I love about these is they're really quiet. They're actually really not that loud in the shop. I used to have a big one, and I think it was like a 6 horsepower or something like that. And it was just very loud. You don't need something that huge to ventilate your shop really well. All right, so we're gonna run it. All right, so tumbler's done. This one took right around 5 minutes to complete. And again, choosing the size of your logos, sometimes they want them larger like this. You know, we like to stay anywhere from 2.5 inches to 3.5 inches, and that gives you right around anywhere from 2 to 5 minutes of runtime with this type of laser, right? So once you have it like this, it looks good, but it can look better. So we actually use just a little bit of spray. This is LA Awesome. Works really well just to get a little bit of that coating off of there, and just helps to shine up the tumbler a lot. All right, guys, so now that we finished up this order, these turned out really good. One thing I want to say is anytime you get a new customer that walks through your shop, make sure that you save all of their artwork, especially for a corporate business like this one. We save all of their logos. That way, anytime they ever call us up and say, hey, can you run us another 5 or 30 or 100 tumblers, you already have everything ready to go. You literally just have to set up the rotary, hit the play button, and that job is saved. So once you do all the hard work the first time, that's the beautiful thing about laser engraving and setting up your projects that way. You only have to do the work once unless they change the size of the logo or a different style tumbler. But if it's these same exact ones, we could just save the job and keep on rerunning them as long as they keep on ordering them. So that's awesome. Hi guys, as you can tell, it's a different day, but I really want to get this video done and complete for you. If you guys have any more questions about tumbler engraving or any questions about engraving in general, leave them down below. I would love to know, what is your #1 fear about starting your own business? And it doesn't even have to be laser engraving, it could be anything, but what is holding you back from taking that next step? I would love to hear that down below, and I always try to reply to you guys and get you guys answers as fast as possible. Our next video, we're gonna kind of take you through a full project from start to finish, from the customer calling in to what we do behind the scenes as far as the design and what it really takes to get something to be laser ready. So we're gonna take you kind of through the day, the life of our laser engraving business. In this video we showed you a couple projects that we were working on, but the next one we're gonna show you from start to finish, all the way up to actually how we quote that project for that customer. So if you guys enjoy these videos, please subscribe, leave us some comments down below, hit that little bell icon so it always shows you when we create a new video for you. Then you can also go follow us over on Instagram at Genesis
_laser, where we post a lot more content, daily content, just as far as our projects that we're doing over there. And we are always accessible over there as far as if you shoot us a message, we can reply really quickly over there as well. So guys, thank you so much for watching the video. Hopefully you enjoyed it, and I hope to see you again soon.